When I was in college, I was truly searching for religion to make sense, for God to make sense. I had really ridden on the coattails of my parents' faith for so long. I really hit the wall in college with a few different situations, really disappointments in my life, and just was alone. Felt disconnected, disjointed in my life. I had a friend of mine, his name was Matt, and he absolutely is pivotal in my journey, as he invited me to join a community group of about 7 college guys. And I took him up on that offer, and we would gather every Sunday afternoon for about 4 years and just be together, hang out together, eat some food as broke college students do. And our community group leader poured into us in such a major way. And my life just began to make sense as we studied the Word together and joined together, prayed for each other, and ultimately it resulted in me being called to ministry. It was so impactful, those guys and that leader and the gift of community for me.
One of the key ways to grow in your faith is to share it with others. Sometimes we feel intimidated by this. We worry that someone will ask us a question we can't answer, or that we will have to go door to door like a faith salesman. But really, God is simply asking us to be His witnesses, sharing His love and reflecting who He is with the rest of the world. Jesus was so serious about this that it was the last thing He told His disciples to do before He left the earth and returned to heaven. In Matthew 28, 18 through 20, it says, "Then Jesus came to them and said, 'All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I've commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age.'" This is often called the Great Commission. And some people have commented that it's a commission, not a suggestion. And it's obvious from reading these words that Jesus is not making a suggestion. He's not saying to do this if we feel like it or if we have the gift of evangelism. He's telling us to go around the world or around the block, sharing that He loves people and wants to save them from their sins and be in relationship with them. Jesus also commands us in this passage to make disciples. Our job is not only to tell them about Him, but to help them grow in their spiritual walk after they accept Him. Of course, first, this means we must be growing as disciples ourselves, and that's what this study has been all about. Then we invite others to join us. Notice what Jesus doesn't say here. He doesn't say we have to have everything figured out or that we have to have every answer to every question. He's certainly not saying we have to be perfect and never make mistakes. Disciples are constantly learning and growing, and we don't have to know everything about Jesus before we can share the good news we do know. In Matthew 5, Jesus said this, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." That's really what it's all about. Shining the light in a world that is being overtaken by darkness. When we follow Jesus, we are different from those around us. As we've talked about it in this study, we're growing in our knowledge of God through His Word, our connection to Him in prayer, and our worship of Him day to day. Sharing this growth is the next step, and when we share Jesus with others, it glorifies Him. You are here today because someone knew Jesus and lived out what they believed. You're here because other people took a risk and told you about God. Now God is calling you to share this same good news with others. Who can you tell? Spend some time as a group praying about how you can share His love with others and give it away this week.